Hello everybody, welcome to the review of round 10. Some fantastic games this weekend, a lot of high scores as well, which was great to see. Unfortunately, some of us copped it, but that's okay. But we got the review of round 10 now, and we've also got the beginning of the mid-season draft, which Andrew Reynolds is up currently. But before we get into the draft and who's delisted who and so forth, let's have a quick review of the games. Alright, so let's start off with the first place on the ladder, Sugar Daddies, who remain 2 games clear on top. They played bottom of the table Bombers forever. It was just like anyone playing Richmond, really. It was a smashing by over 100 points. 410.5 up by 17.9 of their projections. To Bombers Forever 306, down 56.5. We'll go over a couple of the standouts. Still, if we can have a look here, Hogan was down 3%, but still got 40 as a full forward, which is absolutely fantastic, where Hugo Hagan wasn't that great. But Petrarca didn't obviously get his 70 from last week. It was down 20% as a half forward. Stengel was down 15%. Both utilities were down on their averages. Sarong still good at 85.5, but English was down by 23%. Sherry in the ruck was up 22%. Goldstein down 31%. He only got 19. Butters had 17 possessions in the last quarter. The prick. Pretty much got Port Adelaide over the line. And then Kelly also had a great game for surprise win over the Demons for the West Coast. One's up 42%, one's up 8%, but they've both got in the 60s, 63 and 60. Fantastic midfielder scores. And even as followers, Wangani Malira 53 and Sheasel 52, both up again there. So the midfielders on this game was absolutely fantastic. Halfbacks were down, Padal 42 and Short 54, while Matt Rowell's tackler was fantastic at 8% and got 53. Ollie Wines, unfortunately, as you can tell by the little red dot, he come off in the first quarter because he had some heart issues, but apparently he's okay, which is fantastic. And the loophole players were no good. Have a quick look at the optimised squads. If it says undefined, it's because the player's been dropped, obviously, for the mid-season draft. So let's have a quick look at the optimised squads here. Alright, so we'll start off 439 to 412. So Sugar Daddies would have gone a bit better, where Bombers Forever would have been a lot better. But Sugar Daddy still got the win. Hogan stays where he is, and Stengel would have moved to full forward. Where Rayner, who has been dropped, would have been the best half forward at 36, and Norton at 34 was the half forward. Utilities would have been Horn Francis versus Day. They were both up against each other throughout the game as well, which was a good contest to watch. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold on. So sad. Leading all day and 4 seconds to go, for F's sake. Anyway, Horn Francis got 96.5 and Day got 95. They were both fantastic. Sherry and English in the rucks, and Sheasel and Kelly as the midfielders. Butters and Sarong as the midfielders. Wangani Malira and McGovern 65 and 56, and the tacklers were Rao and Brett Daniel was a bit different there. But Sugar Daddies get the win and stay 2 games clear on top of the ladder. Well done to you, Sugar. On track so far. You're looking good for your first ever win. The next game we're going to go to is, at that stage, was 3rd versus 4th, and it stays 3rd versus 4th. However, in this case, like they did earlier in the season, Seek and Destroy got the win over Gators Bitches, 435.5, up 85.7 on their projections. Over Gators Bitches, 382.5, only up 20 points on their projections. As you can tell, both players used their loophole on the full forward. We saw on Thursday's review, Lukosius killed it and got 60 as a full forward, up 273%. And DeGoey got put as a loophole as well. He got 40 and up 190%. So both of them were fantastic. Kerno was down 36 wide. 10 minutes to go. He played 10, 15 minutes in the back line. Don't do that, please. And Danaher got up 39% and got 59 as a half forward. Always scary against the Tigers. Bont 79.5. In the last 9 minutes, sat on the bench for the last 9 minutes of the game. Jesus. Anyway, he was down 23%. And Brayshaw was down 5, 74.5. Grundy's been pretty good lately in the ruck. Nank had a great game. He got 35 in the ruck. Holmes and Zorko, my midfielders, up 42 and 32%, 65 and 62 each. We're over here, Oliver and Fisher had pretty good games. Fisher got 13 possessions in the last quarter, including 10 kicks. They must have been playing keep it off or something. And Oliver had a great game, 57 and 54. Both of those players were up quite a fair bit in their scores as well. Flanders as a halfback was pretty good. Would have been better mid, but he was pretty good as a halfback, 52. And Andrews was down, and the ball wasn't down there. Nash, all right, not that great as a tackler, and still was down 1% at 44 as a tackler. So he wasn't too bad either. So have a quick look at the ultimate optimized lineups. But if you have noticed, I haven't really gone by anyone not picked, because if they're really good, they'll show up in the optimized lineup. Alright, it's still to have been Seek and Destroy, more of a smashing, because I would not have got 400. So 462, 396. The forward stayed as they are. My half forward stays as he is, and Peter Wright would have come in as a half forward at 61. Danaher would have gone to utility at 89, and Zorko 103 at utility. Rucks as they are. The midfielder stays the same for me as Flanders would have gone in the mid for Seek and Destroy. Newcomb would have come in as a follower, and Brayshaw gone to follower. And Andrew stays as he is, and Fisher as a halfback would have moved there. And Oliver would have gone to the tackler, and Nash doesn't change. So Seek and Destroy got the win, optimised squad, and Seek and Destroy got the win and stay in third position. Next one we're going to look at is 7th versus 6th on the ladder, and 7th get the win, move up one spot. God's Olympus would possibly be the highest score of the season. We'll have a look at that in a minute. 473.5, fantastic result, up 114.4 on their projections. Where Maltese Falcons got 386 and were down 5.9 in the projections. I'm gonna assume that the loophole here player has been delisted, whoever played full forward for Michael. I'll double check that in a minute. And Mackay was a bit down, 51%. Gordon and Warner just had a great battle, 50 and 53 at a half full. Warner was fantastic. Marshall, 139.5 as utility, up 57%. What a score. And Dacos had a good game as well. He got 23. Up to 23%. I got 109. So both those utilities were fantastic. McInerney in the ruck up 20%, and Meek, who has been on fire lately, got 46. So both in the 40s for the ruck. So two great ruck duels. Whitfield and Sexton. Whitfield was 17%, and Green was up 5%. So 61 and 56. We're over here. Sexton was the loophole, as was Miller. So both those players were used as loopholes. Sexton up 50%. First game, 54 points. Looks like he's got a position for him in the back line there. And Miller got 49, was up 10%. Halfbacks, Jordan Clark was doing what he wanted out there. Got 69 points as a halfback, up 41%, where May was just 25 and just had a bad game. As did Cripps, only 30 as a tackler. And Crouch up 30% and got 14 as a tackler. Alright, so let's have a look at my squad, and I do think it was Hitwood. Optimised squad, it would have been 484.5 to 467, so not much better for Gods of Olympus, but still, Falcons would have been a hell of a lot better. Young as the full forward, and Dry missed 27-41. Goulden and Warner wouldn't change. Crisp would have gone in as a utility. Crisp has been on fire and has not been getting a run. And Marshall, 139.5, still fantastic. Rucks don't change. Dacos would have gone to midfield and would have got 84 as a midfielder. Tom Green would have been the follower, where Jordan Clark would have been the follower, and Whitfield was midfield for Michael. Carl Amon as a halfback would have got 70, who I believe was offered up for trade. And Mason Redmond as a halfback, 57, and then Crouch and Miller as the tacklers for that one. So Gods Olympus get the win, move up a position, and I believe Maltese Falcons don't move on their position on the ladder. We'll go to the match of the round. right, it's the match of the round. It's Top Gun's 9th. Were defeated by Punters Paddock, who stay second on the ladder. It was 418.5 to 427. One was up 420. Punters Paddock were up 46.2, and Top Guns was up 57 points on the projections. If only someone watched the review show or the preview show and would have got a tip. Tom Papley, full forward versus Fritsch. Fritsch was up 13%, 25 to 34. Half forwards were fantastic. Heaney 50 and Richards 47. Richards has been on fire since Libba's been out. He was up 72% as a half forward, whereas Heaney was up 24%. Utilities 107.5 to 99. Anderson over Dawson. Both still great. Anderson was up 26%. Williams was up 20% and got 26 as the ruck. However, Luke Jackson would have got 42, and had he listened to the preview show, would have put him in the ruck and would have won the game. Anyway, Gorm was down 32% and got 30. Duggan up 12%, 55. Treloar, fantastic, up 19%, got 70. Houston felt like a bit of a waste. Got 190 as utility, 50 as a half forward, and only got 40 as a follower. He kicked 3 goals, had a pretty good game. Another reason why Port ended up getting over the line, and Sinclair was up 20%. Ryan and Newman got 66%, was up 41%. 66 points, up 41%. And Ryan got 64 and was down 3%. That's how good Ryan's been. And Newman, the last 3 weeks, has been very good as well. Drew was up 56% as a tackler, and Atkins was down. All up, almost, as you can tell, great scores from everyone there. 418.5 to 427. Have a look at the optimised lineup. It would have been 489 Top Guns, would have got the win. So an optimised lineup with a different result this one. 489 Top Guns would have got the win over Punters Paddock 450. Would have been Heaney 49 as a full forward and King 41 as a full forward. Duggan and Richards half forwards 42 and 47, a bit different. Houston would have been the utility with 119 and Dawson is where he is, and the rucks would have been Jackson with the 42. And Gordon stays where he is. Anderson would have gone into the mid and would have matched Treloar. And Sinclair stays where he is, and Pennerbury would have gone into the follower. He was another one who was offered up for trade, but no one took it. Halfbacks stay as the same, and the tacklers, Viney would have come as a tackler with 44, and Drew would have stayed where he is. Top Gun gets the highest score, but Punters Paddy get the win. Great win. They stay in second position of the ladder. Now the final game before we take a quick break so I can watch the start of the Grand Prix. It's Renegades 5th over Rangers Anonymous. Rangers Anonymous get the win, should I say. They move up to 8th and Renegades get 5th. One of their lowest scores probably 314 down 68.9% points, whereas Rangers were up 3 points and got 370. So have a quick look at that one there. Pickett and Langford. Langford was down 68% against North as well. You would have thought he would have got more. And Pickett was down 26%. Cameron up 55, and Toby Green was up 30%, 42 and 50. So Toby Green had one of his best games for a while. Rankin in the ruck, in utility, got 93. Very good score, up 30%. But how long has he done? How long is he going to be injured for as a hammy? And as you can tell, he was a loophole player. And Canelio was down 7% and only got 70 points. O'Brien in the ruck got 36, down 17%. The ruck position here was Pittenay. I don't know his score. We'll find out in a minute. Because Pittenay was traded for Luke Jackson as the only trade that has occurred. We can still make trades. The only trade that has occurred is Luke Jackson for Pittenay. McCluggage got injured in the second quarter, I think it was. And he got 31 points as a midfielder, so 43%. Merritt was down as well. He was down 42% and 33 as well. Neil was up by 33%, got 59. Nick Martin was down, only got 41. Blakey was down a fair way, only got 36. And Vlosten was also down. Must have had a sore head after Hitwood banged his head. I banged my head. 39. Rowbottom up 72% as a tackler and got 75. What a performance by Rowbottom. and Dunkley got 30. Have a look at the optimised lineups. 421 to Rangers, still got the win, and Renegades 363. And Cameron would have been the full forward with Lil as the half forward, where Tom Marshall would have been the full forward and Toby Green as the half forward. Dunkley and Harley Reid as the utilities. Mick will be happy to see that. Boing. O'Brien and Pidney 19 in the ruck. He's played his last game for Renegades. McRae would have found his way into the midfield and Rankin would have moved to the midfield. LDU would have come off the bench in 47 as a follower, and Canelio would have gone all follower. Darcy Moore was a halfback for 44, as with Akers 38, and Bedford, who was dropped. 2 players out of Stiff's best team were dropped. 37 as a tackler, and very bottom 75 as the optimised squad. So we'll be back in a minute.
Go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Alright, welcome back. So let's have a quick look at the fixtures. The optimised lineup, not quite 600. 599.5. Lukosius is the full forward, Wright as a half forward, both representing Seek and Destroyed. Marshall representing Gods of Olympus, as well as Whitfield halfback. So 139.5 for Marshall, and halfback was Whitfield 70. Maltese Falcons had a ruck duo of Meek and Dacos, 46 and 84. Top Guns had a follower with Noah Anderson, 64. And Rangers got the tackler with Rowbottom at 75. Always remember, you can always watch the latest episode of Footywired review or preview on this page as well. Quick look at the ladder. Sugar Daddies remain on top, 36 points, with an average of 378.3 and a 3-game average of 413.2. Where was it before? That Michael's score was the highest score of the year so far, and Stiff's score, I believe, was the lowest he's got for the year so far. There you go. Punters Paddock remains second with Second Destroy, averages of 382.8, 3-game average of 423.8, 364 and a 3-game average of 392.5. Gators Bitches remain fourth, a game behind, an average of 358.6 and a 3-game average of 386.2. Renegades stay in the 5 on points for 379.3 and a 3-game average of 387.5. No longer the highest scoring team in the comp. That goes to our perennial high scoring comp champion winner, Punters Paddock. Maltese 6th, Gods Olympus move up to 7th, Rangers move up to 8th, Top Guns drop down to 9th, and Bombers Forever remain on bottom. So as we know, the draft is now on. Andrew has the first pick. I believe he's probably gone to bed already because it's pretty late. But these are the players that have been delisted from all the teams. That's Toby Bedford behind my face. So you can see who has been delisted. A few of those players did make their optimised lineup of the week this week as well. Some people in some pretty good forms who just can't find a position. Dustin Martin's in there as well. So, you know, how the mighty have fallen. George Wardlaw come off the end of the year last year, come off pretty good. So Luke Bruce, last 2 games are against Richmond and North Melbourne, if anyone thinking about a forward for the finals. So yeah, that's a couple of players that have been dropped. And let's have a look at the draft page real quickly. As we said, there's only been one trade. The draft page, as we can tell, Bombers Forever. There we go. Bombers Forever is up for drafting. I do believe I know who he's going to take. My understanding is he's going to be taking this guy, Jake Saligo. But we'll see. He might not. He might not. And then Dash might go Grind Myers. I don't know what Dash needs, but we'll see what happens. But if I look at all the stats, Grind Myers is up there. Best utility available as well, I think. Where's utility? Utility's here. There we go. Best utility as well. Anyway, that's it for today. Good luck to everyone. Hope you do well. You know your draft order. You know when you're up. Pick it. My understanding is that you can still trade for players. You can still swap picks up until the game starts. Maybe 9 a.m. Maybe it's 9 a.m. Thursday. I can't remember. But the first game is on Thursday. It's in Darwin. It's Doggies versus the Swans. But anyway, have a great week, everyone. See you later.